Here in sub-Saharan Africa, baboons are not just quirky characters from a Disney movie. They are real living creatures that we interact with every day. Where I live in South Africa, we have the Chacma baboon, the largest species in the world, and unfortunately, one of the most problematic when it comes to interactions with livestock, property, and people. There are plenty of videos circling around of the absolute carnage that can take place when baboons get too comfortable in residential areas, where they have learned to break into homes and cars without any consequences, but you'd be forgiven for believing that it's all hunky-dory out in the more rural agricultural areas. It's not. Baboons are omnivores. They are opportunistic, and they're very good at finding food. Whether it's killing lambs just to drink the milk from their stomachs, or picking citrus off of trees more efficiently than a harvesting machine, they are enough of a problem to give farmers high blood pressure and an extremely itchy trigger finger. In fact, I know farmers who have set their own land on fire just to get rid of the baboons. I'm not joking. Today we're at a property that has so far proven to be a baboon hotspot. A few episodes ago we managed to find a lookout spot on the edge of a mountain and delete a couple baboons with the trusty 22-50, and in this video we're going to head back up the mountain for round 2. Stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. Today's adventure starts here, at our camp next to the river, where we've just had lunch after a morning of dusty hunting and are packing up in preparation for our journey up the mountain. After a misty morning, the sun is now out in full force, and we hit the newly built road up the mountain with anticipation building for what we might find on top. So the plan now is to do a bit of a recce trip up the mountain. Yesterday we had some great success with monkeys and baboons up the mountain road. So we're gonna try to do a round 2 and see if we can get some more. It's hot, it's just gone 30 degrees Celsius. We're tired, but the 22-50 is ready for work. And we've got the air gun too if we need it. So should be fun, and hopefully we can get some stuff down. Up until fairly recently, there has been very limited human presence in these mountains. The newly built roads have given proper access to this area for the first time, and that brings us right into the baboons' inner sanctuary. Yesterday we came up to the top of this mountain and we found a beautiful rocky outcrop where we could sit and kind of glass the surrounding hills, and we eventually ended up getting a baboon there. So we've come up here, we're going to do the same, we're going to sit, we're going to be patient, we're going to hopefully be able to spot something. There's a bit of wind, but it's not terrible. I think it'll be okay with the 22-50 if we can keep it within sort of 500 meters or so. But man, what a day. Beautiful scenery, some big mountains. I can see that mountain down there, that's over 2,000 meters elevation. Yeah, it looks like there's some thunder clouds rolling in, so we might get a bit of rain later, but what a spot. This rocky outcrop gives us a perfect 180-degree view of not only the valley and the mountainside below us, but also the ridges around us where we know the baboons like to sit. And this is where we make our first mistake. I am so used to baboons having the upper hand, watching me from kilometers away, always aware of my presence and forcing me to take long shots. This place is different. I walk up to the edge, expecting to have to sit and glass for a while before I spot anything, but I'm caught by surprise as a baboon pops up no more than 100 meters away, and I have to rush to get into position. I'm just a little too late, and the opportunity passes. I hear the faint barking of baboons fighting just behind me on the ridgeline, and I quietly move closer to try to get a clear shot. And once again, I'm just not prepared for how close they appear, as I catch a brief glimpse of their faces in a bush around 25 meters away. If I had a lightweight rifle and a low magnification scope, this may have ended differently. I probably would have stood a better chance just drawing my pistol. With another opportunity wasted, all I can do is ponder my poor strategy and hope for another chance. This is thicker vegetation than what I'm used to hunting in. A lot of the places I've hunted before have been a little bit more open. What the thick vegetation does is two things. Firstly, it means that it's harder to spot baboons because there's just so much more place for them to hide. They can get all the way up this mountain without us spotting them because they've always got a bush to be under. But the second thing it does is it means that the carrying capacity of this property is higher. There are more baboons. Just sitting in this one spot, we've heard baboons to our left, we've heard baboons below us, we've seen baboons to our right. They are everywhere. But hearing them and actually getting a shot at them are two different things. And yeah, it's a real challenge. But we're also always up for it. If it shows itself for more than a few seconds, I think I've got a good chance. But they're smart animals, and you know they'll see us from a long way off, and they'll be cautious, especially if we've been here yesterday shooting them. With time running out, we have to admit defeat for the day and begin our journey down the mountain towards camp. The beauty of hunting is that even when things don't go your way, it's still far better than sitting in an office, and this evening we'll be treated to a 5-star sunset as we welcome the farmer over for a beer around the fire. Once again, around the fire, with the sounds of nature around us, river running past, crickets in the background, and here's some nightjars calling, and we have a canvas of stars above us. What could be better? We're going to enjoy a nice bright tonight, get an early night, and then probably try and get up fairly early once again tomorrow, and get some more dusty hunting done, maybe with the DRS Pro this time round, and maybe take some slightly longer shots, and who knows, maybe we'll get a few monkeys and baboons down then. Having plenty of time to ponder over the afternoon's missed opportunities, I head to bed dreaming of baboons and the smell of gunpowder, with plenty of optimism for what tomorrow might hold. The next morning we are up and about nice and early once again as we prepare for another full day of hunting. Today's agenda consists of a dusty hunt with the DRS Pro, which you'll see in the next episode, and an afternoon excursion up the mountain for another attempt at the baboons. We had a successful morning, taking some long shots across the river at some dussies in some pretty miserable weather. But as we wrapped up with the airgun hunting, the sun came out and the only place still shrouded in clouds was the top of this mountain, which is exactly where we're heading. This structure of big rocks sticking out of the bushes is where we'd seen plenty of baboons so far, and this time we'll be ready. Here's the situation. We're on top of a mountain, in the cloud. So we've got a thick cloud all around us. And on our way up here, we just saw silhouettes of baboons moving through these trees. So they are here. And we might have to take some quick shots. So I've got the tripod if we need to take a standing shot. Got the bipod extended if I need to quickly get down the rocks. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to have to put off some quick shots potentially. Let's go to our rocky spot, probably 100 meters that way. Let's get set up and let's try and keep as quiet as possible. I'm actually going to put one in the chamber so long. And just leave the bolt open. The big difference in my strategy today is that I'm going to assume that the baboons are close and try to be ready for action at any moment. As I near the edge of the cliff, I start to hear baboons very, very close, and I lock into the tripod in case I need to send a bullet quickly. catch a fleeting glimpse of a tuft of dark fur moving behind this rock no more than 20 meters away, and I switch on the scope cam, ready for a shot. One baboon down. They're literally shaking, look. Knowing that the rest of the troop would still be within range, I keep an eye out for movement in the thick bush. I look for a new position on the edge of the cliff that would give me a better panoramic view of the valley below, and I decide to just sit in silence for a while. Wow, that was insane. I don't think I've had an adrenaline rush like that for years. We learned from our mistakes yesterday. Yesterday we came up here, we didn't have the tripod set up properly, and when we arrived here at this lookout point, we saw baboons about 100 meters that way and about 20 meters that way, and they were just so close that the moment they saw us, they were gone, and we didn't have a chance to really get down prone or get in a good shooting position. So we missed the opportunity. Today, we snuck up here very quietly. I brought the tripod with, connected the tripod to the arca rail, and as we came close here, I started hearing baboons going just set up there, and just through the scope, just saw like the tops of their heads coming right over the rock where I'm standing now. So once I'd realized they'd moved off, we came up here quickly, set up with the tripod, and saw a baboon pop up onto that rock and managed to slam him quickly. And I was shaking so much that I didn't want to take the risk of going for a headshot in case I pulled it or something. So I just aimed sort of center of mass and boom, pulled the trigger and saw him go down. So yeah, we might stay a few more minutes just looking around, seeing if any of them pop up maybe further along. But that one looks retrievable 130 meters away. So we'll take a walk and see if we can recover him. So happy about that. It's like when a plan pays off, it's the best feeling in the world. From this clip, you can see the sloping rock from which I dropped this baboon. This drone clip taken yesterday shows it even clearer. It's not too far away, but with all this bush around, I'm very grateful for a landmark. Otherwise, it would be close to impossible to locate the carcass. I think it was somewhere around here. It's hard to get our bearings, but there were definitely two rocks sticking out. I think one of them was here. Another one was somewhere around here. So let's hope it didn't fall off the cliff. Is that not it there? That rock? I hope not. Turns out finding the baboon is going to be a little bit harder than we first expected. So I'm walking back to the place I shot him from. Nicole's going to stay where we think he is, and I'm going to try and locate the rock from that perspective and try direct her to that rock, and hopefully we can find some blood and retrieve it from there. So this is the path that the baboons must use. It runs along the cliff edge. It's a baboon highway, and we must have spooked them from up top there. They walked down the baboon highway towards the spot where we shot them, and thankfully I got an opportunity. But check the scope cam clip, I definitely smashed him. So it's just a matter of finding that rock. I wasn't joking when I said this place is thick. These forests, it's like I'm in scene from Lord of the Rings. Lots of big boulders, lots of moss, quite moist. Took us a steep clamber down into this forest, but there's the bottom of the rock that we shot him off, and halfway up the rock, jammed between the tree and the rock, that's our baboon right there. I don't know how we're going to get him, but we'll try and make a way. After some poking with a very long stick, we finally managed to dislodge our baboon. So yeah, got him right there in the shoulder. Must be quite an old baboon. Must have come out the other shoulder. Whoa, it's heavy. Whew. No sooner had we climbed back up and we're straight back into action as a careless baboon presents me with the easiest shot ever. I tried to zoom in and take a little too long, but he reappears at the bottom of the tree shortly afterwards and I don't waste my second chance. That's our second baboon. We were literally just done retrieving the first baboon. And we started hearing barking when we got up to the top of this hill. And lo and behold, at the exact spot where we actually shot this baboon from, we started seeing some movement. And I hesitated, I got a perfect shot in a tree. I hesitated trying to get the scope cam in focus and everything. Took a bit too long. And then the second opportunity, bam, nailed him. So I think we just need to be patient. You never know. You never know. Well, I don't think we're going to get this one, unfortunately. He was right beneath that cabbage tree, so it was obviously on that rock right behind the cabbage tree over there. And as you can see, it's a sheer, probably 15-20 meter drop down to the bottom of those bushes there. We'll take a quick walk around and see if he's maybe still on that rock, because I saw him drop quite nicely. But even if he is there, I don't think we're going to get that one. I'm pretty confident he's stone dead though. I just saw him drop like a rock. Efforts to retrieve baboon number 2 just end up being too risky, so we decided to wrap this one up. I think I'd call that a success, and after learning from yesterday's mistakes, it feels so good to come away with 2 down. Any victory against baboons is a victory worth savouring. In the final episode from this season at Nyala Falls, we'll show you what transpired as we went after rock hyrax on the cliff that runs alongside the river, with the DRS Pro being our weapon of choice and allowing us to very precisely reach out and strike from quite a distance away. It's going to be an awesome display of what precision long-range airgun hunting can look like. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it, and we'll see you then.